If you asked a random person on the street what was the top selling console this Christmas 2024, most would probably guess the PS5 or the Xbox, but surprisingly it was the Quest 3S. Top selling console on Amazon US this 2024, and surprisingly it was even the third most sold device of any kind in the video games category, beaten out by a Nintendo licensed micro SD card and the black PlayStation 5 controller. Obviously big news in the VR community, but something to also keep in mind about this. I mean, this is the fourth Christmas now that the PlayStation 5 is celebrating, the seventh the Nintendo Switch has. So although the Quest 3S is a great price point, it is selling well, it isn't really up against anything very new either. But really, we're seeing that Quest 3S at that $299 price point is the sweet spot for VR, as the Quest 2 was extremely successful at it. Now the Quest 3S seems to be doing the same. If you're here still trying to figure out which one's for you, I still recommend, if you can save up extra or hold out, the Quest 3 itself, the lenses on it, it's still by far the nicer headset. But if you haven't had a VR headset before, you're looking for an easy entry at a low price, the Quest 3S 128GB is a great deal. I would not spend the extra 100 for the 256GB though. You might think, oh, I want more storage. At that rate, just go the 100 more for the Quest 3. Then you get 512GB of storage. You get those new pancake lenses, which if you've never tried those versus Fresnel lenses, the difference is substantial. If you haven't gotten yours yet, I'll leave some links down below to give you some extra store credit. So if you buy it through that, you'll get some extra money to spend on games out the gate. But keep in mind, whatever price you pay either headset, I do believe you're gonna want a better head strap, something more comfortable. And we've got plenty of videos talking about that. I'll leave some linked at the end of this video. There is a new game launching today, Arken Age VR. If you haven't heard of this yet, you might remember years ago on the channel, I played a VR game called Shadow Legend, not to be mistaken with Raid Shadow Legends, but an awesome VR game that took you back in time, had all kinds of cool mechanics between climbing and combat and beheading people. Arken Age is their next game, a VR action-adventure game set in the Biochasm, and it looks like they've taken everything they've learned from Shadow Legend and now made a fully fleshed combat game. And so far, early reviews, everybody is loving this game so far. Some reviews saying it feels like they put them in the universe from the Avatar movies, others just praising the combat and the weapon style. The game is now out, although if you are a Quest user, for now the only way you're going to be able to play that is through Link through a PC, or if you are a PSVR owner, you're going to get to check it out. And it even comes with different modes, so you can choose performance or quality on the PSVR 2. An awesome option to see, because we see that a lot for flat games on there, but to see it in VR and be able to lock a game in at 90 FPS, it's really amazing. The graphics in this game are just stellar. It's awesome to see the next big game come from a studio that I already liked a game of theirs. Thanks to them for sponsoring this week's news, and I'll keep you posted out there too in case this thing does come out to more platforms in the future. Although right now, if you were to ask me what's the best wireless VR headset, I would tell you the Quest 3, and I said the Quest 3S is a good deal. They are trying to tempt people more with that bigger Quest 3S with $50 off the 256GB model. Basically right now, the way the tiers go with the Quest 3 family, as they call it, 128GB Quest 3S is $299. Normally the 256 is $100 more at $399, but right now until February 8th, it's $50 off, making that Quest 3S $349.99, and you still get Batman Arkham Shadow free, a 3-month trial subscription of Quest Plus along with that. So although it's not direct savings, that is about another $80. $50 does make it much more reasonable to go for that 256GB, but I still say ultimately, if you can stretch for the Quest 3, it is the way to go. I've been switching back and forth lately a lot between the Quest 3 and the Quest 3S as I'm testing accessories for both, I'm playing games on both, and every time I put that Quest 3S on, I just miss those lenses, the clarity, and the giant sweet spot that the Quest 3 has. But it's cool to see them offering a better price on it, and I wouldn't mind if they made this the permanent price on that 256, honestly. Meta announced a while back it was going to open up its ecosystem and its operating system to more headset developers, basically meaning other companies like Razer or Asus could make their own Quest-style headsets that would use the same Horizon OS that is currently on the Quest, in a way Meta allowing some competition inside of their own market. Just as Google makes their own Android phone, but they allow tons of other companies to license and use the Android operating system, Meta would be opening the same thing. Now there is a potential leak of an Asus ROG Horizon OS headset that would have face and eye tracking inside of it. What a surprise. The leak comes from Luna, well-known VR enthusiast on Twitter that seems to know everything before it happens. But we knew directly from Meta that they were going to be allowing this with headsets, and so the fact that this headset would be coming from Asus with face and eye tracking is news. So far, leaks claim the headset is codenamed Terius, face and eye tracking, either micro OLED displays or QD LCD panels with local dimming. Asus ROG, of course, well known in the PC gaming industry with their high performance parts, and this would essentially be a replacement to the Quest Pro headset, which we did just see discontinued. And you heard me right there, the Quest Pro has been officially discontinued. Back in September, they said they were going to sell out the rest of their Quest headsets and stop selling them, and now officially Officially this month, if you go look for the Quest Pro, it says the Meta Quest Pro is no longer available. It tries to redirect you over to the Quest 3, and frankly, at this point, unless you really needed the face or eye tracking for development, the Quest 3 is clearly the better headset to get. Much faster processor, much better looking mixed reality, resolution, everything about it. The only thing about the Quest Pro that might win still was comfort. If you liked the Quest Pro, but a lot of people found it very uncomfortable too. It's no surprise that we've seen it discontinued. It launched at $1,500, and even when they dropped it to $1,000, it still struggled to sell or find its place in the market. But it paved the way for the Quest 3 and the mixed reality that we currently all enjoy on the 3 and the 3S. Surprisingly though, Quest 3 Pro controllers are still for sale, and on the website show that they recommend them for the Quest 2 or the Quest 3, but no mention of the Quest 3S. This is something I'm still looking into. I talked to all of you a little bit about it last week, but we've seen it go back and forth whether the Pro controllers would work on the 3S, and then it seemed like either they discontinued or they pulled them in update V72. V72 had its own bevy of issues, but we'll report back further as we see in more testing what and who and why they're working. But a lot of you showing up in the comments when I asked, are you using Pro controllers? Do you prefer them better? People saying that they're still miles better, that they were working better, but it seems like lately their delay on the 3 is getting worse. If yours were working and no longer are, let me know what headset you're on and when did it seem like they stopped working. If you just missed the video yesterday, our Quest 3S giveaway we were running did end, and we did officially announce a winner on that one. We do still have some other giveaways going, and there was ones from other companies, although a lot of them are ending today. If you did miss that video announcement yesterday, I'll leave a link at the end of this video, and I'll also leave some links down below to those giveaways, our giveaways, and some others if you want to enter quickly before they end. But another congratulations to our latest winner, and it's been awesome to be able to give back to all of you out there. We've given away a good amount of headsets over the years. For a while there, Meta was providing them, but for the last year, most of them we've had to pay for ourselves. Weirdly though, it sometimes does make the logistics easier because Meta would usually give them to us first, and then shipping them internationally was a nightmare. Where now, if someone international wins, I just buy it on Amazon in their country and it gets delivered to them instantly. As we keep pushing and hoping for VR to reach the mainstream, it's surprising to see more and more of the uses of it. And a recent one that kind of made headlines was a Florida judge used a Quest 2 in a courtroom to view a recreation of the event in question. Basically, they were able to watch a recreation of the event in VR to try and judge what happened and who was at fault. We've talked about many other uses of VR, from education to watching movies to even home decorating and planning. This is one that surprised me when I saw this going around. It's not something that I thought about a lot, but it shows that VR is getting used more and more. I just got back from CES this year, but we heard at CES last year that Sony was planning a new headset not for the gaming market, but for the high-end enterprise market. Well, it turns out it is very high-end at nearly $5,000. This headset is planning to ship next month in February, a standalone XR headset for enterprise CAD, the Sony SRH-S1. Not a very catchy name. It is powered by the Qualcomm XR2 Plus Gen 2 chipset, the same one that's going to be in the upcoming Samsung headset, and basically one step above what the Quest 3 is running. High resolution 3552 by 3840 micro OLED displays, color pass-through, a halo strap, a flip-up design, and clearly at $5,000 really aimed for the enterprise-only market. It is kind of neat looking though. Reminds me of a cross between a lot of the headsets we've seen from Vario and even the Quest headsets. Anybody out there whose company is interested in getting something like this and using it, let me know. We had an awesome week being down at CES in Vegas, seeing a lot of future tech, future VR stuff, and getting to obviously hang out with tons of people from the VR industry, making new friends, and seeing a bunch of the VR OGs we absolutely love. It's because of all of you out there and all your support for the channel that we get to go around and see these things and help influence them before they even come to market. I just want to say thank you once again to all of you out there, and I'll see you in another reality.